Wolf. Come on down!
Game shows can have us on the edge of our seats.
Deal or no deal?
They don't just entertain us.
£1 million.
They also have the power to change people's lives.
Get in.
In this series, I'm sharing some of my favourite game show moments and meeting some of their biggest stars.
Nice to see you. You.
Nice.
Annika Rice, can you hear me?
Hello, Bradley.
Down. Stop.
Fire! Oh, get in!
So come on down and join me
Gonna be a win.
for an unforgettable journey into the world of the TV game show. Didn't I do well?
Bring on the wall!
The game show has come in many shapes and sizes. From fun and games in the studio to big budget shoots on location. But if there's one type I've come to know well over the last few years, it's the brainy member of the game show family, the quiz.
Newhall Sean.
Christopher Dean.
Christopher Dean, hooray!
In a typical week on British television, you'll find around 20 different quizzes.
It's the right answer. Yeah, just because you got one.
But how has the quiz show evolved over the past 60 years?
Jenny, you have been ejected.
That is the big question, and I'll be looking for some answers.
What case was cited? I've started, so I'll finish.
We'll see how big money led to big scandals.
Whether it's, the right thing to do or wrong thing to do. And that was the wrong thing to do.
You need a glass of water for that, Deck. We'll look at the changing face of the quiz show host.
Here's your first starter for 10. I was astonished that 4 really beautiful girls all said I was a sex symbol.
And we'll catch up with the quiz contestants who became household names.
Well, I can't believe it. Fred Housego, what are the chances of you pulling up here?
I hate losing.
Let's start at the beginning, shall we? The Governess was still in nappies, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was just a hit record by Cole Porter when Britain first got the quiz show bug.
Hello. How are you?
All right. Jolly D.
Welcome to Take Your Pick. Which day of the week has the most letters in it? Very quick.
Tuesday.
Tuesday is incorrect. The answer's Wednesday.
In the late 50s, Britain went quiz show mad.
Where would a Silonian come from? Time up. The Scilly Isles. No mark.
The epidemic reached its peak in the autumn of 1958 when ITV was broadcasting quizzes 6 nights a week.
Who was the Cardinal?
Cardinal Richelieu.
That's quite right, Cardinal Richelieu.
I think that's a very good answer. Good old Jill. Well, that's
Orders won £34.
£34. Not a bad going there. All right.
Potential big cash prizes also meant big ratings.
She's going to take the money. Oh, all right.
That combination was to lead to one of the biggest controversies in game show history. The scene of the crime was Granada Television, and this place has certainly had its fair share of on-screen dramas over the years.
Is it a selfie?
Yeah.
Well, that was before it became a tourist attraction.
This is my old house. The Baldwin's house. That's where I lived as Danny Baldwin. But of course, Coronation Street is an iconic show that Granada has made, but they also made fantastic quiz shows like Krypton Factor, University Challenge, and Criss Cross Quiz. And in the late 50s, there was one particular quiz that caused such a scandal, it could have come straight out of the script of a TV soap opera. Hello, everyone.
Based on the card game Pontoon, Granada's 21 was hugely popular, giving away cash prizes of up to £6,000. That's 115 grand in today's money. But the show was axed in 1958 after contestant Stanley Armstrong claimed producers had been helping people to win.
For 10 points, one of the tough questions. In
21 was no stranger to controversy. That same year, the American version had also been embroiled in a scandal of seismic proportions.
Saint, Eva Marie Saint. Right, you had 10 points.
This entire show was rigged and fixed by its producers.
Did he behead Catherine Howard? He did. You got 18 points.
Its winning contestant, Charles Van Doren, had been given all the correct answers in advance. Even his wrong answers were scripted. Charles Van Doren's appearance had made him the golden boy of American television. And to keep ratings high, the producers made sure he kept winning.
Then you win $20,000. Congratulations.
The whole of America watched 21 and they felt cheated. And this guy who was the poster boy for the All-American Dream proved to be, a cheat.
As a result of the scandals on both sides of the Atlantic, quiz shows were forced to clean up their act. Stricter regulations and checks were put in place, and the high-stakes, high-jeopardy games of the 50s were phased out.
£8.10. What shall she do? Take the money over the box. £9.
No.
£9.10.
The Independent Broadcasting Authority didn't want quiz shows to appeal to people's greed. There was a tremendous amount of strong feeling about it. It was hotly debated.
By the 60s, TV companies had had to cut the number of game shows they could transmit each week, and a maximum prize limit of £1,000 was imposed.
And you've got yourself a prize pippin. That's a £5 coming your way. So congratulations, Harold.
For the next 30 years, the quiz show would be all about showing off your general knowledge and the fun of taking part.
Well, congratulations to both teams on a magnificent game.
But not the chance to get rich.
Although you've got £1,200 on the board, the rules are you can only win £1,000. That's the rules of television. We're only allowed to give £1,000 away in the show. But
even in the consumer-driven 80s, you might win a TV or some goodies for your kitchen, but going on winner-takes-all or blockbusters wasn't going to change your life.
You won the portable CD players and £205 each. Now, what more could you want?
Million smackers would be handy, Bob.
For the first time on UK TV, we have a top prize available of £1 million.
In the mid-90s, the prize restrictions were finally dropped, and by 1998, the quiz show stakes were about to reach levels that had been unthinkable just a few years earlier.
I had been working with GMTV and been working with some premium phone lines, and then I was thinking, God, imagine if we could offer a huge prize on television. We'll charge people to enter the whole competition. In that way, we'll raise the money for the competition.
If you'd like to take part, you've only got to call the number 0891 444444.
We'll have questions with 4 option answers, one that's correct answer, and then I just thought, well, we'll just keep going and watch their faces as they squirm to decide how to make what must be one of the most important decisions of their life. And that's what Millionaire's all about.
You had £64,000. You just won 125.
Well, the concerns around the £1 million prize pot were that it was a voyage into the unknown, because it had never been done before. We were fairly confident that we weren't going to give more than £1 million in a series, because we realised it was really quite hard to win £1 million, and indeed that turned out to be right, but it could have been wrong.
Martin goes away with £250.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire would become the most successful quiz show in TV history, broadcast in 120 different countries, and even inspiring an Oscar-winning film. But high stakes were to lead to high drama on our TV screens. In 2001, nearly 40 years on from the scandals of the 50s, a quiz show contestant was about to attempt the ultimate TV crime.
You have to accept if you're putting £1 million up, then certain things are going to happen. And one of those things is clever people are going to try and think of a way of conning that £1 million off you.
Hello, Charles. What about £1 million?
Is the Pope Catholic? The stage was set for 38-year-old Army Major Charles Ingram.
The coughing scandal on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was probably the best episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It was pretty genius when you think about it.
Hello, welcome to Tuesday's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Charles Ingram is here in the hot seat.
What a story. You couldn't make it up. If somebody come to you with a script for a TV show or for a movie and said, right, I've got this idea. It's a guy on a game show, right, and he's got some of the audience and he coughs to try and get £1 million, you go, it's a bit far-fetched, that. It's never going to work. He tried it for real.
Have you got a strategy? Well, I have, actually.
Right, this is where we put the strategy to the test, then.
Charles Ingram came on towards the end of one of our shows, And he used, I think, 2 lifelines. And we came out the show afterwards and we said to Chris, he won't be here for long tomorrow because he's obviously not very bright.
Chris, I'd like to ask the audience, please.
OK, audience, let's see if you're up on your soaps. In Coronation Street, who is Audrey's daughter? All vote now.
Oh, thank you.
But he came back the next day and began to answer questions in a most bizarre way.
Right, OK. I'm not certain. I would have thought that it would be Aristotle Onassis.
He was talking to himself, but aloud.
One of my sub-strategies is to take my time.
Oh, you've got a sub-strategy
Absolutely,
as well?
and sub-strategies.
OK.
And we all thought there was something strange going on, but we didn't know what it was.
Pretty confident it's Aristotle Onassis. Yeah, I'm going to go for Aristotle Onassis.
Still very happy with the strategy?
No, but it's too late, so...
It's the right answer! You got £8,000.
The Major's plan was working, but one of his fellow contestants smelt a rat.
The first time I thought something was odd was the Craig David question.
I think it's A1. I think I'll go for A1.
It's up to you. I can't influence your judgment at all.
When he'd been saying A1, A1, A1 all the way through.
A1 or Craig David. I'm going to go for A1. Yep.
Final answer.
No.
And then, right at the last minute, he changed his mind.
No, I'll go Craig David. Yeah.
And went for Craig David.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You just won £32,000.
I think it was between the third last and the second last question. I finally put the coughs and him together.
A number 1, followed by 100 zeros, is known by what name?
Charles Ingram had worked his way up to the final question. The £1 million con was well and truly on.
By the time the last question arrived, I had ample time to see where the coughs arrived.
I'm sure it's Google.
And they arrived on the right answers every time.
I think it's a Google. I'm going to play Google. Yeah.
Final answer.
Final answer.
You just won £1 million!
So by the time it finished, I was 99.9% sure that something fishy had been going on.
You are the most amazing contestant we have ever had!
You can say that again, Chris. But unfortunately for Ingram, his plan had been rumbled.
Fantastic!
We spent that night going over and over the tapes, trying to find out, was he cheating? Was there a way he could cheat? And at about 3 in the morning, we spotted the coughing.
Aristotle Onassis. Take cricket.
There were cough codes going on from 2 different people.
Craig David.
One from his wife and one from somebody who was another contestant on the road.
I think it was Holbein.
When you watch it back now and you know that there's cheating going on, it's so obvious. Just so obvious. It seems remarkable that they thought they could get away with it.
I think it's Berlin. I don't think I've heard of a Google.
We decided that we would withhold payment of his prize money while we investigated this whole thing further, and we would suspend transmission of that episode. We'd pull it.
The curious case of the Major, his wife, and their coughing accomplice, Tecwyn Whittock, was handed over to Scotland Yard.
Programme maker Celador won't give him the money until the police have investigated coughing from the audience.
I did not register or hear any coughing.
The coughing scandal as a news story, we led with it. We interviewed people about it. It was just, you know, obviously I was unfortunate at the time, but it highlighted just how amazing that prize was, that people would go to those lengths.
Today, as they left, guilty of...
After a high-profile court case, the Ingrams and Tequin Whittock were found guilty of deception and narrowly escaped jail with a suspended sentence.
What a night! Whether it's the right thing to do or wrong thing to do, and that was the wrong thing to do, and quite a stupid thing to do as well, and not very subtle.
Sorry, it's But the story of the quiz show isn't just one of scandal. Its history is full of big personalities.
Hello and welcome to Mastermind,
who became regular fixtures on our screens.
Welcome to Blockbusters.
Next, I'll look at how the role of the quizmaster has changed over the decades.
You'll find out if you stay tuned, so we'll see you soon.
Welcome back. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and this is Pointless.
So you've got an irritating voice, an irritating laugh, and you're lazy. Yeah.
I've hosted over 800 quiz show episodes, and I can tell you, you never know quite what to expect. What is the cartoon character Andy Capp known as in Germany? A. Dick Tingler. Especially with questions like that.
There's 100 grand at stake here. Pull yourself together.
Dearie me, but how has the role of the host changed over the years? In the early days of the quiz show, you pretty much had to be an Oxford Don to get a job as a question master.
What is an egghead?
It's a special intellectual person who's a bit clever about it.
2 marks.
Yes, well done, dear. Academics and experts ruled the airwaves, especially on the BBC, where quizzes needed to be seen as educational and informative, and definitely not light entertainment.
If a musical work is to be played in poco più allegro, what does that mean?
Come on, mate, that's easy. But there was one host from those pioneering quiz show days who stood out as simply top of the class.
University Challenge.
University Challenge was presented by an intellectual titan. He was a writer. He was an academic. I mean, this was a man who knew stuff.
Could I disagree there? I don't think that is what the pathetic fallacy is.
It is. It's giving. I promise you, it is. It's giving sympathetic feelings to inanimate objects. This is a pathetic fallacy. Anthropomorphism would merely mean that you would compare them to a human being. You could just about compare the waves to a wolf or a crab.
I could have told her that. In 1962, Cambridge graduate Bamber Gascoigne was working as a drama critic when an unlikely job offer came his way.
Through the letterbox came a letter which virtually said, if you want to be on television, ring this number. So I rang it. And the reason was that Granada had bought the rights to what was then called College Bowl in America, and a young producer had been told to find a new face for it.
As the sharp-suited host of University Challenge, this then 27-year-old was to become one of the most famous, if unlikeliest, stars on British television.
It didn't feel very difficult being what one calls a celebrity, because I went on just being myself, and if people came up and were nice, all the better.
And here is your first starter for 10.
I was astonished that 4 really beautiful girls from a wonderful Oxford college all said I was a sex symbol. Nobody ever mentioned it to me. I mean, I was completely unknown.
From me until the next game, goodbye.
And now, from Norwich, it's the Quiz of the Week.
But by the early 70s, Britain and the quiz show was changing. It heralded a golden age for light entertainment, and you no longer needed to be in Mensa to ask the questions. No offence, Nicholas.
Hello and welcome to the sale of the century.
Former actor Nicholas Parsons was quicker, slicker and, well, bossier than any host we'd seen before.
Would you like to earn a mink coat, Elizabeth? Would you like to earn a mink coat, Elizabeth? Come on, say, would you like to earn a mink coat? All right, does it fit you, Elizabeth? Well, it could be made to fit you. Look,
Elizabeth doesn't want the coat, Nick.
I just used to love Nicholas because if somebody got an answer wrong, he'd almost tell them, "Stupid answer, John. John, no, 5 points away."
Too late, Mary. You said it before the buzzer, but you didn't press your thing. You could have got £3 more for that, yes?
He was really so schoolmasterly, but very, very funny.
In chess, what is another name for a rook, Roy?
Castle.
Correct.
For a show to be really good, you've got to be under pressure. A host like Nicholas Parsons chivvying you on rapid, quick-fire questions.
So what was a tester?
And the faster you get, it's like a horse over hurdles. It just really gives you a good mental workout.
But the quick-fire style wasn't everyone's cup of tea.
Because at the time, the press were rather pompous about quiz shows. They always criticised the person presenting them. And I got an awful lot of flack. What great German composer does the Knight of the Swan called Lohengrin appear? One of the things was that I spat the questions out. Wagner, Richard Wagner. Didn't you know that, any of you? All right. But I was creating excitement. And I was very fair about it. Which hills are known as the backbone of England? Pennine. Yes. The more questions I can get in the time available, the more money you're likely to make. And we have very little time left, so I will say goodbye.
Ta-da. I think Nicholas Parsons, with that air of impatience and slight disdain, led the way for many of the great quiz show hosts to come. Whether it was the Queen of Mean...
You thought the Tin Man asked the Wizard of Oz for a brain. It must have been your subconscious working, and maybe you want one.
Or the fearsome Mr. Paxman.
I want to be as kind to you as I possibly can, Newhall, but it's a terrible score.
But it's not always an intimidating host that can make appearing in the hot seat an uncomfortable experience.
Being in the mastermind chair is scary because the music, dun, 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 you can hear the drums and it's like your heart beating.
And there's the long walk to the gallows being that chair.
Your name, please. Edward Saunders. Occupation. Architect.
That's a hard place. That is an execution chamber in a sense.
No prize money and no fancy set. Just that famous black leather chair and a spotlight. And not forgetting two brilliant hosts in Magnus Magnusson.
Hello and welcome to Mastermind.
And John Humphreys.
I'm new, but the rules are the same.
For 40 years, Mastermind has remained the ultimate test for any self-respecting quizzer.
What case was cited and started through finish?
Mastermind was set up from the start to be like the Inquisition. It's interrogation.
From what sort of pastry are profiteroles made?
Roux. Pass. Who can deal with that pressure is the person who's going to come out on top.
But how hard can it really be to face the quiz show's ultimate interrogator? Being a contestant's got to be easier than being a host, surely. Bring it on, Humphreys.
And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Bradley Walsh.
Your occupation?
Actor and game show host.
And your specialist subject?
Bradley Walsh and game shows.
Bradley Walsh and game shows in 60 seconds. Starting now. In 1995, you hosted the game show The Midas Touch. What was the prize and how much was it worth?
Pass.
On the celebrity panel show Odd One In, you were the host, but who were the resident panellists?
Oh, Jason Manford, Peter Andre.
Correct. Which game show that you hosted featured a prize container known as Brad's Box?
Wheel of Fortune.
Correct. Who has been the most successful celebrity contestant in the history of the chase?
John Thompson.
Ed Byrne. Before you were a game show host, you played professional football for Brentford, making 5 league appearances. What did your teammates say you never did?
Pass.
Correct. In 1997, you appeared alongside the jockey Willie Carson and Keep Fit guru Mr. Motivator on a celebrity edition of which physical game show?
Gladiators.
Yes, in the mid-1990s, you were a panellist on Celebrity Squares on a number of occasions. Who was the host?
Bob Monkhouse.
It was. Your wife Donna was a hostess on which 90s game show?
Bob's Full House.
Bob's your uncle. Early in your career, I started so I'll finish, you were the warm-up act on which game show?
Blankety Blank.
Is correct. You had one pass, your very first question. The prize in that 95 game show was a bar of gold worth £5,000. You have scored 6 points.
Thanks. That's intimidating, I've got to say.
Your wife is not going to be pleased,
No.
is she? She is not going to be pleased.
Thanks for reminding me of that. Do you know what, John, what's interesting? I've always wanted to do it, and I find it quite... it's quite daunting. I think your mind goes blank. Would you be a celebrity contender or a celebrity contestant yourself?
Not for all the tea in China.
Really?
Listen, there's something, you're absolutely right, something happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you've got that sort of brain, and I haven't, great, but if you haven't got that sort of brain, then it goes.
Pass.
Pass. Pass.
The story behind Mastermind's creation and the host as interrogator is as dark as the programme itself. Creator Bill Wright took inspiration from his experiences as an RAF gunner in the Second World War.
He was captured by the Germans and interrogated, of course. and the first 3 questions, name, rank, serial number, and that stuck in his head. And then some years later, he was a producer, and he had a dream. He said, he's always said, he's dead now, of course, a long time ago. Some years later, he had this dream in which he remembered that, and he thought, quiz show. Actually, that would work as the start of the format, and then he developed it from there. Isn't that a lovely story?
Well, it's strangely enough, you can see it now with the chair,
Absolutely.
with the light, with
and the headlights in you can imagine the Gestapo, but then that makes me as a kind of Gestapo. Don't go there, Bradley, don't go there.
But John wasn't the original interrogator. Born in Iceland and raised in Scotland, the late Magnus Magnusson had also been a respected journalist before being cast as the Mastermind host in 1972.
Hello and welcome to the final of Mastermind.
Magnus had a wonderfully sort of strong, powerful presence, like a sort of schoolmaster almost. His sort of solemnity in asking the questions in that given amount of time, without being unfriendly, was perfect for the show, I think.
What is the name of the gulf which lies between Sweden and Finland?
The Gulf of Bosnia.
Bosnia. I can't give it to you, I'm sorry.
He entered fully into the characteristics of the role because that was the persona that was expected of him. But he was always my dad, you know, soft as jelly inside, and very, very courteous and caring of the contestants. He had enormous admiration for what they were putting themselves through.
Your name, please? Philip Warmby. Occupation?
Sorry about that.
It's clerical officer.
Bless him. After more than 400 episodes and 7,000 contenders,
I've started till finished.
Magnus's time in the interrogator's chair came to an end in 1997. And to mark his last ever episode, the show was taken to the fittingly named St Magnus Cathedral in the Orkney Islands.
My father was sad that it ended and felt that it could have gone on for longer and it was doing all right. But since the moment had come, you know, go out with a bang was what he wanted, and it certainly did. It was a wonderful occasion.
So that's it. I've started. Now I've finished. Bye-bye.
So whatever happened to that original Mastermind chair?
It sat in his house for a long time. Anybody who arrived at the house would be invited in to sit in the Mastermind chair. So the postman's been in it and the plumber's been in it, and you know. And it now sits in my own house. Only just the other day, somebody said, "That's not the Mastermind chair." I said, "Yes." He said, "Oh, can I sit in it?" So it's still got power. It's powerful, that chair.
So, I've found out about the changing face of the hosts, but what does it take to be a successful quiz show contestant?
A lion. Correct.
Next, I'll catch up with someone who should have all the right answers.
It was as if the whole world was watching. I just thought to myself, don't make a fool of yourself, son.
Hello, James.
Hello, Anne.
As host of The Chase, there's nothing I like more than a memorable contestant.
Come up and play.
Bring it on, Anne.
We're not just looking for people with brains.
Will you stop that now and settle down?
We want a bit of personality too.
By the way, read so last season. Enjoy.
You tell her, mate. In the early days of the quiz, contestants were there just to answer the questions. None of them would go on to become a household name. But in 1980, all that was about to change when 18 million of us tuned in to watch the final of Mastermind. Britain's first celebrity quizzer was about to be born. Taxi! Oh, I can't believe it. Fred Housego, what are the chances of you pulling up here?
About 2 to 1. Always here every day, same time.
Same time? Good for us. You wouldn't drop us in Shepherd Bush,
Oh,
would
I
you?
will indeed, sir. As long as you're a big tipper.
Can't believe it. What about that? It's the quizzing cabbie, Fred Housego. How you been, Fred?
Old. Feeling old.
Back in 1980, Fred was plying his trade as a London cabbie. And this was one taxi driver who really did have the knowledge, as he proved when he took his place in that famous black chair.
Your name, please?
Fred Housego.
Occupation?
Licensed taxi driver.
Mastermind was the biggest quiz show on the box.
Where in France was Henry II born?
Le Mans.
Correct.
We'd been used to seeing accountants, lawyers and civil servants battle it out in the mastermind chair.
Local government officer.
Teacher. Retired ambassador.
But to have a London cabbie among them was practically unheard of.
London cabbie Mr. Fred Housego.
Listen, Fred, I've got to say, I was one of the 18 million people that was watching the television that night. You became a working-class hero. Were you aware that the entire nation was totally and utterly behind you?
Yes, I did. It was as if the whole world was watching. And that didn't put any pressure on me as such, because I figured I never went in it to win it, because you can't do that.
Seriously, so it wasn't about winning?
No, I just thought to myself, don't make a fool of yourself, son. That's it. Just don't make a fool of yourself.
In the first round, you took Henry II of England. In the semi-final, you chose Westminster Abbey. What is your chosen subject this time?
Tower of London.
Westminster Abbey then and the Tower of London, all that knowledge of those two places gleaned from being a cabbie?
No, gleaned from being a Blue Badge guide, a London tour guide. I was the Guide of the Year in 1976.
A what? Guide of the Year?
Yeah.
Really?
That was my first, if you like, brush with fame.
Mr. Housego, you have 2 minutes on the Tower of London starting now. After the locking up ceremony of the keys, where are the keys secured for the night?
Lieutenant's lodgings, or the Queen's house as it is now.
Correct. According to tradition, which king of England...
Many contestants have come a cropper in the mastermind chair.
Henry VI.
Correct.
But our Fred was faultless.
Garden Tower.
Correct.
An elephant.
Correct.
Edward I.
Correct.
St Thomas of Becket.
Correct.
The altar of St Peter ad Vincula.
Correct. And at the end of that round, Mr. Housego, you have scored 18 points.
Freddie boy had done good. Could a surprise victory really be on the cards?
Where, according to modern scholarship, was that castle?
Wales.
It's not enough.
Pass.
The two students went to pieces. Funny enough, one of them, Ingram Wilcox, become a millionaire in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Really?
Yeah.
When Magnus announced the winner, it was the result every cabbie in Britain had been hoping for.
This year's Mastermind 1980 is London cabbie Fred Housego. And there'll be rejoicing in the ranks tonight, as they say.
The moment you won, what did you feel like? Did you feel elated? Did you feel relief?
Do you know the strange thing was, I was elated, but because Mastermind in quotes was an upper-class quiz show, in any other show I would have jumped up and gone, yes, like I'd scored a goal in the World Cup. And I just raised both hands in a gentle fist. And I thought, you twerp. I should have gone berserk, shouldn't I?
Brilliant.
We were all proud of you, Fred.
very proud.
You were tremendous. Even my wife was saying, go on, Fred.
You know, if he can do it.
After winning Mastermind, Fred's life was turned upside down. Briefly leaving the day job behind, he entered the very fickle world of celebrity.
Tonight's star players, Fred Housego and Lisa Goddard.
He even did a spot of presenting.
Everybody who is anybody will be here tonight.
Oh, just shut up and get me a taxi.
It was certainly a life-changing experience, but I can't help wondering if Fred regrets missing out on the big money prizes that today's quiz show winners could earn. On the show I work on, a lady the other day went home with £60,000. Now, that's an extraordinary sum of money at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You ain't got a number, have you?
I haven't. However, I mean, I know that to win Mastermind, you get a glass bowl. There's no financial reward. Do you wish now you would have maybe won more than just a glass bowl?
It would have been nice, but you've got to think of the culture at the time. I mean, a Mastermind, because the expectations of winning vast sums of money wasn't there, to me, that was fine. That was genuinely wonderful. Now, today, of course, if I went in for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I'd be sitting there with sweaty palms thinking this could change my life.
Really? Yeah.
Real term.
Do you ever take that glass bowl out with you or show it to people?
Never leaves my side, even when I'm moving. I take it on a holiday with me, in fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how fortuitous that you should have it like this.
Shazam.
All right. Now, actually, it's a fine piece, I have to say,
Yeah,
Fred.
yeah.
And if I were to take it to auction today, that's the wrong show. Have you ever put a value on something like this? Seriously, what it was worth to you?
Well, it's insurance worth is between £1,000 and £1,500.
Okay.
But it's for my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
And in that sense, it has great meaning for me because you don't get too many triumphs in life, and this is one of them.
Cheers, Fred.
Good luck, mate. Thank you very much indeed. And the next time we meet, put some money on the table, will you?
Mate, great to see you. Fred Housego was Britain's first celebrity quizzer, but he wouldn't be the last. Look carefully at these faces. Spot anyone you recognise?
It's Nepal.
After the break, we'll see how the poacher has turned gamekeeper on the modern-day quiz show.
We're not just there to answer questions, we're there to intimidate and humiliate.
Just like those first brainy quiz show hosts,
Which Roman emperor was proclaimed at York?
today a number of celebrity quizzers are setting the standards for the nation's general knowledge.
Santiago.
Yes.
For some canny contestants, what started off as a hobby and a handful of quiz show appearances has now become a full-time job as the stars of Eggheads
Must be Nixon.
and The Chase.
It is time to bring on the chaser.
These brains of Britain have made the quiz show tougher than ever before, but how did they all get here? Perhaps the most familiar of these faces is Egghead Judith Keppel.
I think it's the Isle of Man.
When she called the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire hotline in 2000, little did Judith know she would become one of the most famous contestants in quiz show history.
I wanted to go on the show because I realised I could answer those sort of questions. And also, I was feeling pretty rather broke at the time.
But if you want to win, you've got to ring 0891 444444.
But getting on the show would prove a challenge in itself.
8 o'clock, ITV, ta-ra!
I ran up an enormous phone bill. In fact, it was so big that BT rang me to say, are you aware your telephone bill is going up rather fast?
So this is Judith Keppel, a garden designer from Fulham, up in the audience there, looking very proud. His daughter Rosie.
I felt terribly nervous all the way through it. I mean, I could really hear my heart thumping away.
Let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I may have looked cool and calm, but I wasn't really.
It's Nepal.
Sure.
Yeah, final answer.
It's good. You got £8,000.
Despite the nerves, Judith was soon racking up the cash.
You just won £64,000.
I think it is St James.
Just won 500.
Becoming only the third person to answer the £500,000 question correctly.
Have a look at that. £500,000.
With all of her lifelines used, Judith was just one question away from becoming the first to win £1 million on a British quiz show.
If you give me a wrong answer, you still get 32,000. You lose £468,000.
14 million of us watched from the edge of our seats as Chris Tarrant revealed the £1 million question.
Which king was married to Eleanor of Aquitaine?
I think it's Henry II. I saw her tomb, funnily enough, in France this summer.
I mean, that was a moment, I must admit. I thought, God, I think I've done it.
What did it say on it?
Well,
That's quite
I hope
important.
it said that she was married to Henry II.
Bizarre, that, actually. It really felt as if it was sort of meant in some way.
Final answer.
Yeah, final answer.
She answered the question, and I was producing at the time, and I said, OK, Chris, go to a break.
Find out what the right answer is in a couple of minutes.
What?
I can't bear it. I cannot bear it. But just unmissable. Unmissable television.
Welcome back to the third part of tonight's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
It was completely compelling to think that it was going to happen. when you get your first winner, it's going to be huge. The nation will be utterly spellbound.
She did decide to play, and she went for Henry II. You've just won £1 million!
It was the most exciting moment of my life.
It's one of those ones you knew where you were when Judith won the million.
I felt an enormous sense of relief. I thought, that solves all my financial problems.
£1 million! Look at that!
And it really has changed my life.
But Judith's brush with fame didn't end there. In 2003, she was chosen as part of an elite panel of quiz show champions to compete against teams from across the country. The quiz show producers were upping the ante and in doing so, making winning even more difficult.
Together they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country.
And the whole basis of the show is there's this group of people who are super, super clever and they beat almost everybody.
Judith, what is the literal meaning of the phrase Homo sapiens?
It means wise man.
Wise woman there, it's the right answer.
These people are now getting paid to be on a quiz and to answer quiz questions.
Alongside Judith on the panel were the likes of Kevin Ashman.
Which oily fish has the scientific name Scomber scomberus? That's mackerel. It's the right answer, Kevin.
Who achieved the highest ever score on Mastermind and was twice winner of 15-1.
Ananias. A number, please.
What a swap.
Daphne's through yet again, 5 out of 5.
And Daphne Fowler, whose role of honour includes going for gold and sale of the century.
An atom.
An atom is right! Congratulations! Oh, wonderful!
And can you spot the former model and chess champion seen here making an early appearance on Countdown? I'll have to hurry you. Sorry, time's up.
CJ?
6. Back in 2000, I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I'd always had a better than average general knowledge, much better than average memory, so I thought, tell you what, let's apply to a few game and quiz shows as a contestant.
CJ, please.
One of the first programmes CJ appeared on was Channel 4's 15-1.
A map and a compass.
Orienteering.
But it was his early exit from this episode of The Weakest Link that really got him noticed.
CJ, with 5 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I think it's pretty obvious that they're all idiots. I was nowhere near the weakest link. I only got one question wrong, banked half the money in that round, and I'm absolutely distraught, and they're all off my Christmas list.
After an outburst like that, CJ's foray into fame could well have been over. But luckily, his TV tantrum caught the attention of other quiz show bosses.
One of the producers said, "We like your forthrightness of opinion." I said, "What do you actually mean by that?" He said, "You've got a big gob and you're not afraid to use it."
But it's not just about having a big gob or personality. For professional quizzers, alongside pride and prize money, comes hours and hours of study.
Common sense and intelligence aren't that important. The top quizzers always have innate abilities to remember the information and recall it at will. That's what sets them apart.
But Eggheads isn't the only boffin-based quiz on the box. Launched in 2009, The Chase saw teams try and stack up the cash whilst being pursued by a quiz fiend.
Hello and welcome to The Chase. Can a team of total strangers beat one of Britain's finest quiz brains and take home thousands of pounds? I hope so.
When it came to picking the chasers, producers looked to quiz show history to recruit some of its formidable winners. Just like the Eggheads, this lot are amongst the meanest and most intelligent quizzers in Britain.
It is the governess herself. It's Frosty Vickers, Anne Hegarty.
Hello, Julia.
Hello, Anne.
Of course, with us, there is the extra element of we have got to have the attitude. You want to go to Nashville?
I really do, yes.
I don't intend to leave you enough money to go to the Metro Centre in Gateshead. We're not just there to answer questions, we're there to intimidate and humiliate.
Chaser has put. Yeah, that was right. Takes us out. Ouch.
Yes, I'm afraid I don't do mercy.
We first saw the governess, Anne Hegarty, on Mastermind in 2003.
Theodolite?
Correct.
But how does she remember so many random facts?
I was diagnosed in 2005 as having Asperger's syndrome. I get these sudden, tremendous obsessions. I get fascinated by something, I've got to learn all about it.
How's the 8th of May 1945 better known? V-Day is correct.
And it generally kind of grips me for about a month.
Gardner's Question Time is on what radio station? Radio 4. Correct.
During that time, I've learned a huge amount about this one subject.
It was a simple love of general knowledge that made these people want to be quiz show contestants. But now, thanks to their amazing intellect, the poacher has turned gamekeeper.
The Eggheads and the Chasers have become celebs in their own right, and rightly so. You know, they're bright people and they deserve to be. You know, they've worked hard to get to that position, so good on them.
Throughout this series, I'm testing my own game show knowledge with a little help from my friends. Concentrate, son, concentrate.
Hi Bradley, it's Rachel.
Nice to see you.
My question for you is, who was the host of Countdown when I first started?
Now, it's either Des Lynam or Des O'Connor. Let me say Des Lynam.
No, unfortunately that's not the right answer. It was the lovely Jeff Stelling.
Jeff Stelling, of course.
Which music mogul was a contestant on Sale of the Century before his rise to world domination?
Nicholas could only have been Simon Cowell.
Yes, Bradley, you're right. Gosh, you've got great knowledge.
Thanks, Nick.
OK, Bradley, now you've been a wonderful contestant.
Hello, Nicky. Lovely to see you again.
I hosted the Wheel of Fortune from 1988 to 1996. Who took over my role?
Well, it was me. Think? You are absolutely right. Well done. I had to think about that.
2 out of 3. I still haven't got that perfect score. Maybe I'll get it next time when I'll look at how the great British public have played their own vital role in shaping game show history.
You've done it, done it!
It's the story of the game show contestant, from the highs
£1.5 million
to the hilarious lows.
Name something people take with them to the beach.
Turkey. What on earth made him say turkey?
It's a painful phrase. Have a look at what you could have won.
Let's just rub a bit of salt into that wound, shall we, Jim? Let's bring it out, have a little wander around it, then pop off home with your BFH. Your bus fare home.
We go behind the scenes with the animals and keepers next. There's never a dull moment at the zoo in just a few minutes. And then at 9 we've got more amazing tales from the trenches as the Great War, the People's Story, continues.